let me ask about the variants of concern. So we've seen this increase in variants. How much could that disrupt what we are seeing in terms of a potential easing of restrictions? And when you balance the priorities around the easing, what sort of numbers in terms of both variants and cases are you looking at?
Yeah, so the variants and the cases are the same, right? So the variants are a subset of the number of people every day that we see, or over the 7-day, the rolling average. But they're detected retrospectively, though we're catching up now because we have this marker test that we do for every positive. So the cases that we've identified that are people who have the variant of concern, and right now the one that we are seeing in BC that is taking over, if you will, same across the country, is the B117. So we are seeing increasing proportion of our cases every day being the B117. So it's not in addition to the cases we're seeing, it's the subset. So the proportion of the cases that we're seeing is now around somewhere between 10 to 12% of our cases every day are now this UK variant. We are still seeing very small numbers of the South African, just sort of sporadic, mostly related to travel. And we've had one cluster of this Brazilian variant that is concerning, but we're managing it very carefully with Vancouver Coastal. So this is a discussion that we've had, of course, around the world, but we had another discussion this morning. What is the impact? What are we seeing? And what we are learning is that some of what the increased transmissibility means is related to what phase you are in a wave or in the timing of the year. So the fact that we're not seeing rapid takeoff with the number of variants. So it's not like they're adding on to the cases we're seeing. What we're seeing is of the cases, they're being slowly replaced by this variant being more common in transmission. So that is, in one sense, it's a good thing that it's the B117. What we're learning, and again, this is science in action, we're learning, and this is something that we have been working out just in the last few days, through some of the modeling, looking at what happened in other countries, is that that one variant tends to replace what other strains you're seeing. And for us, that it seems to be in Canada, the B117, at least here in BC, and Ontario and Quebec, they're seeing the same thing, Saskatchewan. And in a sense, that's a good thing, because that one we know the vaccines are still relatively very effective against, where some of the other, particularly the Brazilian variant, there's concern that vaccines don't work as well. But, things can change. So what we are watching very carefully is, are we seeing things, the variant drive transmission, or are we just seeing it replace the viruses that were circulating previously? And what we've learned over these last couple of weeks is that it's mostly replacement. But that's not to say that that's not going to change if we're not careful, because we do know we have to be more meticulous about preventing transmission, because this one tends to be easier for somebody to spread it to others. So what that can mean is that we'll have to be more cautious for longer if our rates stay as high as they are, and making sure that we get more people protected as quickly as possible and try and break those chains of transmission. So this is all of our challenge right now. At 500 cases a day, with this more transmissible virus replacing a lot of the viruses that were the other ones, we have a smaller margin of error for our individual actions to prevent transmission and our group actions that prevent transmission. So that's our COVID safety plans, that's our making sure our numbers that we get together with are small, that we do things outdoors rather than indoors, so we're not risking that rapid transmission to people. So time will tell, but that's what we're seeing right now.